Okay, that is recording. Welcome. This is Fish on a Heater, and I would usually say this is Tournament Takeaway, where we take a look at a single battle within a Silverina tournament and break it down into little pieces so we can study the bits and take it into future battles. But it's not Silverina this time, it is a Go Battle League battle, and so this was a suggestion made by fellow YouTuber Bambi XOX, and I will link to her channel somewhere in either the video or the description. But yeah, this is Go Battle Breakdown. Welcome. This is a battle that I had that I thought was really, really good. Both players were thinking through it the entire battle, and there were some really awesome decisions made on both our parts. Mostly the other player's part, but that's okay. Let's just see how it went, huh? And we'll talk about it as it goes. So it starts out with the Stunfisk versus the Toxicroak. I have been loving Stunfisk as a lead because there are so many popular Pokemon that Stunfisk counters quite nicely. Toxicroak being one of them, Retasteel being another. What do we got? Bastiodon, Azumarill. Azumarill is a bit of an iffy matchup. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Stunfisk versus Azumarill. Normally, I see more often than not, we got the Ice Beam Hydro Pump combination. So that is a very close battle. That is, that's got to be IV dependent there. So Stunfisk is winning all 2 shield scenarios, and it's winning the 1-0. And looks like the 1-1 is IV dependent. So it's a tie with Azumarill, and it gives some trouble to like Altaria. What else? There's another big one I'm thinking of. But yeah, anyway, Skarmory. Skarmory is a huge one that I see a lot that Stunfisk counters. Anyway, so yeah, in this situation, obviously fantastic. The only trouble with this one is that you've got to be careful of the Toxicroak Mud Bombs, because that's going to do just as much damage as the Stunfisk Mud Bomb, and Toxicroak also has the counter damage that can pile up in between Mud Bombs. That is not what I wanted to do. Hang on, there we go. Alright, so fantastic timed switch out there from the opponent. Brings out an Azumarill. Now, I have in the back a Ferrothorn and an Altaria. So I built up a bit more energy on the Stunfisk, and then I thought I tried to time it so that the Ferrothorn could catch a potential Hydro Pump, or even if it was Ice Beam, which it ended up being, I was okay with that too. So I did not bother shielding here because I knew that Toxicroak was going to come out sooner or later and take out the rest of me. Unfortunately, I fainted there with a full Power Whip, but I mean, what are you going to do? So now out comes Altaria, and this, looking back over the battle, I think is the one thing that I could have done better, which was shielding that Sludge Bomb. I counted up correctly. I knew that Sludge Bomb was coming as opposed to the Mud Bomb. In fact, we can even go back and check that out. And we'll slow that down once the Toxicroak comes out. Fires the Mud Bomb. And so they would have had to know that I had enough energy for a Power Whip, because they would have just counted me down if they didn't. Right, 1, 2, it's hard to see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was 7 counters. It is 49 energy for 7 counters. And how much does Sludge Bomb take? Sludge Bomb is 50 energy. 40 energy for the Mud Bomb, which means it would have had 2 energy left over after firing that last Mud Bomb, which means it only needed 7 counters to get to a Sludge Bomb. I knew that, despite the fact that I had to look that up then. And so I shielded it. Now, that was a mistake because I knew that the Azumarill was there. At the moment, I know 2 of my opponent's Pokemon. That's the Toxicroak and the Azumarill. I don't really have a reason for the Altaria to stay conscious. I'm going to assume that my opponent is good based on what has happened so far in the battle, and I think it's unlikely that my opponent would be bringing like a grass Pokemon in the back, or just something that's weak to fighting, weak to flying. Sorry. So there's no point in keeping this thing conscious by by shielding that Sludge Bomb. Oh yeah, speed that up again. There we go. But I did. And I managed to feint it down with Dragon Breaths, which is awesome. I come straight out with the Stunfisk and get the last shield from it. And then I burn my last shield on the Ice Beam. I throw a Discharge, miss a target, and find out that Azumarill been replaced by Registeel. Did you see that? Did you see that switch? Because like I was just sitting there thinking, all right, I'm gonna probably take out this Azumarill. Wait, where to go? So now I've got to fire these Mud Bombs, try and feint the Registeel, but we know I'm not going to. One Focus Blast is going to take me out. And then I have the Altaria left versus the Registeel and a bit of an Azumarill. Now, Altaria versus Registeel is not as one-sided as you might think. It's definitely not as one-sided as Skarmory Registeel. Those Dragon Breaths are deadly. Like, they will... if it was 1-0 shields in my favor, then I would be winning that. I was able to build up. I knew I could build up energy to try and take out the Azumarill, which I did. I fire the Sky Attack thinking, yes, I think I might have turned this around, but unfortunately doesn't get the job done, and Azumarill just gets to the Ice Beam before I can get to another Sky Attack. So, like I said, I think the one big thing that I could change, like there's really little things like I could have farmed like a couple more Dragon Breaths maybe before throwing the Sky Attack on the Registeel. I could have been more conscious that my opponent could maybe switch out of the Azumarill matchup, but that, like I said, that one major thing was the shielding the Sludge Bomb on... shielding the Sludge Bomb on the Altaria from the Toxicroak. Actually, it was a bit earlier than that, wasn't it? So, let's say I save this shield. I'm farming the Toxicroak down to nothing. I've still got, probably that much health left on the Altaria. And I've got 2 shields left on the Stunfisk. I use one here. And now I can get to enough mud bombs with one shield in hand. I can get to enough mud bombs to feint the Registeel in the time it takes me to in the time it takes the Registeel to get to another focus blast. So if I had another shield available, I'd still have my stun fist there, and I could keep firing those mud bombs. My Altaria would have like a lot less health left, but it only has to worry about the Azumarill at that point. It doesn't spend 45 energy taking out a chunk of health from the Registeel there. In fact, decent chance that I would have been able to fire another discharge at the Azumarill and take out most of its health that way, which would have meant that just a single Sky Attack would have been enough. So that is that's pretty much the crux of that one. I just wanted to show that one because it was just a really cool example of players thinking through their matchups. What does my opponent have in the back? How much energy do they have? How much energy do I have? What do I need to be able to take on the Pokemon that I know are coming? How can I flip a matchup that would normally be bad? Like, obviously you don't want to get your Altaria matched up against an Azumarill, but there are situations that maybe an Altaria can take it out. If the Azumarill's on low enough health and we've got enough energy, maybe we can flip that one over. So being able to think about the entire battle, just plan it out in your head in that kind of split second that it's required to make a decision on whether you're going to shield or how much energy you're going to farm up, that's going to be a huge thing to learn. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully you can build your rating, and I will see you next time.